Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, we're gonna be doing something very different from the usual. So I'm gonna be showing you guys some gameplay of Borderlands 4 that I took in the Nvidia Gamescom event, alright? So they actually invited me and flew me there to Cologne, and it was a ton of fun testing a bunch of different games that aren't even released yet. And we're starting today with Borderlands 4. Now, unfortunately, since these are early builds of the games, it's not the final product yet, we couldn't really test any performance numbers. I was really hoping we could, but we can go over settings in this game. So it's at 4K resolution, very high settings preset, quality DLSS, 4x frame generation, obviously all of the bells and whistles enabled there, and it's not completely maxed out, which I found it weird, honestly. I will max out all of the settings a little bit later in this video as well, because I couldn't help myself from doing that. I don't even know if I could do that, but yeah. But here we go. This is pretty. It's looking like Borderlands, of course. It has that cartoonish style. The guns felt pretty good, although I wish there was a little bit more recoil sometimes. But yeah, it was quite fun to play this one. You know, I'm a first-person shooter guy, so I really enjoyed Borderlands 4 demo here at Gamescom. I actually got to play all of the levels of the demo, which were like 4 or 5, including the boss fight at the end. I didn't manage to beat the boss, unfortunately, but you know, that's supposed to be done with more people. So there were only 2 of us to start this off, and yeah, the time just ran out before I could defeat the boss. But let's talk about this first level over here. It doesn't have a lot of detail, as you can see. It's really barren, really gray as well, with those yellow thingies scattered around. It will get a little bit better later. We're gonna see some vegetation as well, which is gonna be nice. In terms of performance, there is nothing to complain about. First of all, because this was running on an RTX 5090 PC with a Ryzen 9 9950X3D CPU. Really high-end stuff, but hear this. 192 gigabytes of RAM. Like, I went into Task Manager and I saw those specs, and they were the same for all of the PCs basically in the demos of all of the games that we played there. Like, that's absolutely crazy and insane. I don't have anything else to say about that, quite honestly, guys. I was just smiling looking at those components, and the PCs were really beautiful as well. I'll have a big video, by the way, coming out probably by the weekend with a compilation of things that we did there, and the actual event, the booth of Nvidia, and so on. And apparently we finally completed the first one. Yeah, the first level is done. The FOV could be a little bit higher though. I forgot to change that in the settings, but I still had a lot of fun here. So we got some lava now in this second level, as you can see there on the ground, casting some lighting as well onto the walls. But it's still a very barren level, this one, right? And for now, the enemies seem to be pretty much the same as they were previously, but we'll see some bigger ones, some bigger monsters and so on. It's going to be really fun, and it was a lot of fun to play this game, honestly. But talking about that performance again, guys, obviously with such specs, this shouldn't have any issue whatsoever with Borderlands 4, and it didn't, okay? Especially with 4x frame generation enabled as well, which looks really good in this one, but we'll get there once again. In terms of stability, though, this is where I saw some of the other titles, especially in earlier stages, and especially with Unreal Engine 5, we saw some big stutters in some of them, but in Borderlands 4, I guess maybe because it's close to release time as well. It releases in the 12th of September, so in just 3 weeks' time or so. Yeah, it was buttery smooth. There wasn't a single stutter anywhere in the gameplay session of 26 minutes or so. Yeah, really smooth, and I love to see it, honestly, because even in my high-end PC, which has very similar specs, 9800X3D, 5090, 32 gigabytes of RAM instead of 192, but I mean, you don't really need that. If you meet the RAM and VRAM requirements, I think it's going to be a really stable and smooth experience in a vast majority of systems. Alright, we managed to kill this guy over here, finally, and here I picked up another gun, as you can see. And you take a look at the gun, just like in Counter-Strike and so on when you're looking at the skins. Maybe you did that in the other Borderlands. I don't remember. It's been a really long time since I played Borderlands, honestly. I played the third one, but didn't play a lot of it. But yeah, here we go. Kind of a different weapon right here. It's the pistol mode. It says pistol mode down at the bottom. We also have some special abilities that I don't think I enabled yet. We were doing well without them anyways, but they're at the bottom. It's the F key and G key. The G key, I think, is like a throwing knife or something like that. The F one, I don't really know. And yeah, I think that's about it for the second level. Let's skip to the third level, because this is very similar to the previous one, although, again, with some different kind of enemies. This is the next section. As you can see, it has a lot of vegetation now. Well, not a ton, but a lot of vegetation compared to the previous area, that's for sure, right? And this was all running... I don't know the actual refresh rate, but I think it's 240 Hertz. I'm pretty sure it is, because they were running really high-end monitors, guys. 4K, 32 inches, OLEDs, really high refresh rate as well, and with that multi-frame generation, I bet we were always achieving that super buttery smooth refresh rate, you know? It made me want to buy one of those monitors, but they're super expensive, and I got an entire new studio to build, so I don't think I can buy one of those monitors right now. Digimoon would kill me. Oh, and this is where our friend left us. So from now on, it's just me against the enemies, basically. So look at this. We still managed to complete this level and go to the boss. Look at that. Some nice effects there. Purple hues. The lighting also looks great sometimes. But let's talk about that frame generation again. Obviously, in order to achieve super high refresh rates, you'll need to enable it. The requirements of the game are also really high, at least those that were posted on Steam. I expect you will need some frame generation to achieve super high refresh rates. But the quality of DLSS FG, at least in this particular title, and I've seen some other games that had a ton of artifacting, but this one, Borderlands 4, was basically flawless. I was trying sometimes to look at the picture and try to find some ghosting, some artifacting, but there was basically none. It was really good, and the picture was super sharp as well, as it should be. So no worries, guys. This is really good experience with the frame generation. In terms of input lag, it was also one of the games that had the least input lag. It's a first-person shooter, so I usually don't like the frame generation in these games. I don't think we could disable it, though, because, you know, it's Nvidia's event. They want us to utilize all of their technologies. But yeah, I think DLSS works really well with this kind of art style, you know. It's not super realistic. It's not like the Unreal Engine 5 where you have a freak ton of details everywhere. This is more simplistic, as you can see here. We still got some beautiful looking textures and beautiful classic Borderlands graphics, you know. It looks great, not saying that it doesn't, but it also, because it's more simplistic, works better with the upscaling technologies. This is really good looking. I got no complaints here. I don't know what this guy is doing sometimes. I think he's putting down a shield around him, and he just stands still like that, but it's weird. We went in completely blind, by the way, into this. I mean, I sat down, and the guy from Borderlands just told me, you know what to do, right? And I was like, yeah, play the game. You gotta shoot people. And that's it. That's the briefing that we had in Borderlands 4. It's awesome, though. Now it's the time where I will increase the graphics settings to the maximum. And I don't know if I could do this, but hey, it didn't break the game or anything. I don't know why it wasn't maxed out in the first place with these specs, but it looked pretty much the same. There's no real difference. At least I can't really notice a big difference. I guess very high settings were already optimized to get like the best visuals to performance ratio in terms of highest end preset of a game, that is. But yeah, if you want to max out and crank everything up to the maximum, obviously you still can. So here I bought some things. I don't even know what I bought because we were running out of time at this point. Yeah, there were only 3 minutes left, basically, on the demo. And there's a cutscene now. And there's the boss. At this point, I was like, whoa! Is that Jack? Because it kind of has some Jack vibes, doesn't it? I was alone against this guy with 2.5 minutes left on the demo, and look at his health bar and the armor bar or whatever that is. Yeah. I was like, this is not gonna happen. But I bet if I had more time, we would be able to do this. You can also destroy his armor or something like that and expose some of his weak spots. Yeah, this was basically chaos all around at this point. He spawns enemies, he spawns bombs or vomit bombs or whatever that is. But it was a lot of fun still. Alright, the enemies are probably there just for you to kill them and revive yourself if you need to. I'm shooting at the weak spot right now with this pistol sniper rifle looking thing. Critical hits all around. Even then, it's really hard to kill these things. Alright. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I see a little stutter here in the recording, but I think it's just the recording, not the actual gameplay. Because when I was playing it, the only time I saw a stutter was when I applied the settings. So that's it for the first look at the gameplay here in Borderlands 4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it's very sad that I couldn't really show you any performance numbers, but I will definitely be playing this game whenever it comes out and testing it with a bunch of different GPUs, of course, as I usually do. So stay tuned in for that. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the gameplay here that you just saw. I think we did pretty well as well in terms of how far we got into the demo. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.